Everybody quiet down, the Hate Man is speaking. I love it when Nate the Hate gets out here to tell us stuff because it's like Santa Claus bringing presents on Christmas. Holy Merry Christmas in March. And boy, did Santa bring the mother load for us today. Holy. It's coming right off the heels of the Fox in the Mario movie announcement from yesterday. Nate the Hate got out here to tell us that apparently we're getting a new Star Fox game this year. Something I was definitely speculating about in that video yesterday. And apparently it might be happening a lot sooner than we expected. According to Nate, this new Star Fox game might be coming to the Switch 2 in, like, this summer. And it could even be revealed within the next month. Like, it might just be a Nintendo Today drop or, you know, a Twitter drop or something like that. And I guess that makes sense because, I mean, the Mario Galaxy movie is gonna be hot. This is gonna be, like, the Nintendo thing for the next month once it's out. And, like, obviously, as we all know, Fox is gonna be in the movie. So, I mean, it definitely seems like a great time to strike while the iron is hot on Star Fox. Supposedly the game is going to feature like the classic on-rail style, and apparently the visuals are very nice, and it's even going to have an online multiplayer component. So I kind of speculated yesterday that I wasn't so sure how well like an on-rails Star Fox game might land in the modern times, but that totally doesn't mean that they couldn't pull it off. Like, this is just me speculating, you know? I don't know. I thought maybe taking Star Fox in a newer, more ambitious direction might be the way to go. But I will say this, as long as they can do something new with this kind of classic Star Fox style, like, that'll be enough reason to me for it to justify its own existence. What I'm getting at is, let's not do Star Fox 64 again, okay? Let's try to, like, push the series forward narratively at least a little bit. From what I understand, Star Fox Command kind of wrote the series into a corner. I wouldn't know. I haven't played that one. I heard it wasn't very good. I probably should check it out at some point. But at the very least, you know, I would love to see Fox, Falco, Crystal, Slippy, especially Crystal. I mean, come on. And obviously the most important thing of all is that, like, man, I hope it's good. I hope it's good. But man, let me tell you, man, it just got me excited though, I gotta say. Nintendo's really checking off some boxes for me with the Switch 2 so far. I know I've been critical of their lineup for this year so far. It's a lot of cozy game type stuff, front-loaded in the beginning of this year. And like, a lot of that doesn't necessarily appeal to me, but I can say this. It feels like Nintendo's been listening to my longtime wishes from the Switch 1, which is to experiment, have some more variety in their lineup beyond Mario and Zelda and like all of the core titles, like all of the things that you've come to expect. They really touched on a lot of those bases in the Switch 1, and I think that's like totally fine, and I'm sure they're probably gonna tackle more of that over the course of the Switch 2 generation, you know? But you know, starting off this system with Donkey Kong and Kirby Air Riders, and like we might be getting Star Fox now, it's like, dude, this is exciting! Oh, this is so fun! You know, I very nearly started up Star Fox 64 3D last night. I'm like starting to get into a Star Fox mood now that all this Star Fox stuff is coming up, and like, yeah, I definitely gotta take a look at it. I think the only Star Fox games I haven't played are Adventures, Command, and, 64 3D. Oh, okay, I haven't played Star Fox 2, like the Super Nintendo one. I haven't played that one yet either, so I do have to try that. But yeah, oh man, and like the idea of there being some kind of online multiplayer component, like that sounds fun too. And although I expressed some skepticism over another on-rails Star Fox game in today's day and age, like it does actually legitimately get me excited thinking about the potential there. I really hope they can pull it off, bring some new ideas to the table, and like not just try to live in 64's shadow. Let's move it forward. So Nate talked about more than just Star Fox during this podcast. There was a whole lot of information that he decided to go over. I was particularly excited about Star Fox. I had to get out here and talk about that a little bit. But one of the things that he touched on is something that I've kind of been predicting for a little bit now, and it's that we're probably not going to get a general direct until June. I know that seems like an extraordinarily long wait for a lot of us, but I've been kind of predicting it since the beginning of the year. It kind of just makes sense to me. You know, Nintendo's been dropping like overview trailers and new little nuggets and bits of information about their upcoming games like nearly like every week or every other week, it seems like, this year so far. I know a lot of people read into that as like, well, Nintendo's getting these announcements out of the way so they can just, you know, have brand new stuff at a Nintendo Direct. But I don't know, man, their schedule has been pretty jam-packed as far as releases go for like the first 6 months of this year. I mean, they've had just about something new like every month this year so far. Beyond Yoshi in May, we don't really have like any kind of solid release dates, so yeah, to me it kind of just makes sense that they would let Yoshi come out, have his time in the sun, and then in June start to make the big push for stuff that's coming later this year. And so speaking of stuff that's coming later this year, according to Nate, we might be getting Splatoon Raiders, Fire Emblem, Rhythm Haven, and the Switch Sports, like Switch 2 edition this summer. So between like June and like what, I don't know, September? That's a lot of stuff. And we're still not done yet, because we might also be getting a Pikmin 4 Switch 2 edition. Apparently it's planned for this year. That's one that I very nearly almost did a playthrough of last year on my Switch 2, just because, like, I don't know, I just felt like playing it again, and I'm glad that I held off. I'm glad that I have been holding off for a potential Switch 2 edition. I think that that's probably the way for me to go. I think if we can get some, like, resolution enhancements and frame rate bumps, like, that would be fantastic for that. So, yeah, I guess I'll be holding off on Pikmin 4 for a little bit longer. That's pretty cool. Okay, now here's the double whammy here, okay? Here's the double whammy of news. Like, okay, I mean, okay, there's been a lot of whammies. There's a whole lot of whammies going on here. Supposedly, there's an Ocarina of Time remake for Switch 2 planned for the second half of 2026. If I had to guess, that's probably going to be our holiday title for this year because, well, apparently there's going to be no 3D Mario this year. It's going to be coming in 2027 instead. It's become just like a meme to talk about 3D Mario at this point. And listen, to me personally, like I'm totally fine with waiting a little bit longer for a 3D Mario. I don't have a problem with that. Bonanza really scratched a similar itch to Mario for me, and so it's like, okay, you know, that's fine. Like that's fine for me. But apparently that wasn't actually even the initial plan for 3D Mario. Like it was planned to come later this year and got delayed for like polish reasons. It would have made a lot of sense for it to be out this year, you know, that would have been the perfect like synergy follow-up move to the Mario Galaxy movie for later this year. You know, everybody's just, and the general audiences would be primed and ready for a new 3D Mario to, you know, get them excited. And with the Zelda movie being next year, like I have to wonder if Ocarina of Time was originally supposed to come out sometime next year. This is a game that's been rumored for a long time, mind you. I kind of just assumed like maybe it just wasn't happening, but it sounds like no, maybe it is still happening. So I'm wondering if they pushed that release date up to fill the gap of where 3D Mario was originally going to sit. Like that's, I don't know. Like, I think that makes sense. I don't know. And then to put the little cherry on top, Nate also expressed that, you know, there could be more games this fall than even just Ocarina of Time remake. Guys, I feel like I'm living in a different reality from people who are saying there's just nothing to play on the Switch 2 right now. I mean, granted, okay, like none of this has been officially revealed yet, but Nate has like a really solid track record when he's talking about this stuff. I feel like he doesn't like open his mouth until he's very confident about the information that he has. And so I'm inclined to believe him. If this stuff doesn't come to pass, it's for one of two reasons. Either Nintendo internally made some changes to their release schedule, or maybe he has lost his credibility, but I don't think that's gonna be the case here. I don't know, I'm speaking very confidently about this, man. Don't you let me down, Nate the Hate Man. Don't make me look like a dum-dum. But yeah, man, dude, my point being, like, God, if this is the lineup for later this year, man, I am so excited. A whole new Star Fox game, like, dude, I'm like vibrating in my seat, like, yes, bring it on, bring it on. I was talking with the Donkey Pals a little bit about the, like, Ocarina of Time remake potential here. I don't really know, like, what I would want or expect from it. I mean, if we're looking at, like, basically the 3DS version, but, like, upscaled graphically and, like, you know, better resolution, all that kind of fun stuff, like, I wouldn't really mind that too much. I also wouldn't mind if they decided to like get a little more ambitious with it than that, try out some new things, give it almost kind of like a borderline reimagining. I just kind of feel like, you know, since we already got a remake of Ocarina of Time on the 3DS, like, you know, why not try out some maybe like different things with it for a Switch release? But that's just me. I don't really have strong feelings about that one way or another. All I can tell you is that if Ocarina of Time is coming later this year, like, I'm gonna be pretty excited about that. I would be a-okay with it. I'd be picking that one up. It kind of makes me a little bit sad to see like some of the reception to this news on Twitter today. Lots of people dooming and glooming it because well, we're not getting 3D Mario this year, but okay, two things. Listen, play Donkey Kong Bonanza. Stop downplaying it. It's basically a Mario game in all but name. Come on. But secondly, man, dude, like this variety is what I'm living for right now. I really kind of feel like, in a way, the Switch 2 almost feels like the GameCube 2 with some of these releases coming out, and I'm just living for it, man. We're getting a return to like spin-offs, you know, we have stuff like Splatoon Raiders, which granted, we don't know a whole lot about yet, and so it's kind of hard to know what to expect or to be too excited for it, but I think just the idea of it being a spin-off of Splatoon inherently makes it a little bit more interesting than if they were to just do Splatoon 4, because we would know exactly what to expect from that, you know? It's like, oh, okay, here we go, Splatoon again, but it being Splatoon Raiders, it's like, oh, well, so this is something else. Okay, well, maybe, hopefully it's good. I feel like it'll probably be good, right? I mean, like, you know, the Splatoon games have been pretty solid. We got stuff like Air Riders, like, which I never would have guessed in a million years would happen. I was a big Air Riders kid growing up. I played that game a lot, and so, like, this game really, like, checked off a big pie-in-the-sky wish for me. And the system launching with basically 3D Donkey Kong. I mean, it was like a month in, but you know what I mean. It launch window. Now we're getting Star Fox and Ocarina of Time. I don't know, man. I feel like I'm feasting over here. This is all within the first year and a half of time, you know, for this system. I feel like this is really good, and that's not even counting the things that I don't even really care that much about. Pokopia was huge, man, and like that right there is another spin-off type game. I'm excited to see like Nintendo kind of like getting out of their comfort zone a little bit, and I feel like the success of the Switch has really kind of enabled them to be able to like take this sort of approach to the Switch 2 so far. I completely get like wanting those big core titles, the 3D Mario, you know, the Smash Brothers, but I just kind of feel like, you know, those games will be here when they're ready, and they're probably gonna be great. So in the meantime, it's just like, man, I don't know, I'm living for this variety, and they really do have a lot of variety. I mean, like, geez, the amount of franchises that they've been able to cover so far, and what they are going to be covering just coming up by the looks of it, it's astounding. So anyway, I just had to get out here and talk about this because this is exciting news. This is exciting stuff to me. I think it definitely makes sense that Star Fox is going to be following up that Mario movie so soon, and man, if that's going to be the summer game to look forward to, then count me in. What do you guys think? How are you feeling about these little nuggets of info? I mean, okay, I guess you really shouldn't take it as complete gospel. I mean, there's always the slightest chance that maybe the information isn't like all totally accurate. It's not real until it comes from the official source, okay? It's not real until it comes from Nintendo, but I also don't think it's crazy to imagine that this is what we could possibly be getting, so I don't know. I'm living for it. Either way, leave your thoughts in the comments below. I want to hear from you. Just gonna throw this in there. I have a new series for my members and patrons called Save State, where I talk about games that I'm completing in my backlog. I'm sure I'm probably going to be playing a Star Fox game or two coming up here. I'm kind of got a little bit of an itch that needs to be scratched now for Star Fox. At the very least, I want to try out Star Fox 64 3D because I never played that one. I've played the original game, you know, but never the 3D one, so that's probably going to be something I'll take a look at here very soon. Anyway, okay, that's about enough from me. That's enough yapping. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.